Welcome to this live stream. And as you know, my name is Alex, and I've been suffering hair loss since I was 8 years old, but I was able to recover from it and get the hair now. So this is a quick introduction. And in this video or live stream, I'm going to answer your questions, and I also will take up the questions that I've been getting in the comment section below the videos. So I will start with comments on below the videos, and afterwards I will take up the questions you have added in chat box. All right, we can just get started. And also, before I get started with basically with comments on questions, is that I will add 2 bonuses today at the end of the live stream for you guys who are attending live stream live. So if you want to get 2 bonuses, one of them is basically scalp cleaning, another one is basically how to address shedding from different angles. And both of them are important ones to implement in your hair loss strategy to get results, because those things can have effect, and maybe if you are not doing them, then they can have big impact to help you regarding your hair loss situation. All right, and the other thing I want to kind of start with is basically show my pictures when I first started to use hair, just to give you a bit background information, because I found some more pictures of me when I was 17, 18, and 19, and 20, and it will basically give you a bit more background information what happened at that time for me and my hair loss. All right, so let's start with when I was 14 years old, like 14 and a half. And you guys can see that I had a full head of hair at that time, right? And I remember at that time I also got a lot of compliments that I did not lose my hair. Of course, that was not the case, because a few years later I started to rapidly shed hair. And here is my hair around when I become, I think, 17. Right? You can already see that my hair started to thin out. Right? I had a thinning around my temple area and the hairline area, and also a bit around the mid part as well. Right? So this is my situation when I was around 17. And here is my hair when I was 18. Right? I was kind of stable at that time, right? From 17 to 18, not big difference, but you can see that there was things going on. And at that time, most likely, most people, if they look at my hair at that time, they would not notice that I was having hair loss. Right? Now, at that time, I also did not know that. But when I look at my pictures now, with the knowledge I know today, and with basically of all the experience I've been experiencing over the years, I know that this was the early stages of hair loss. I just didn't know that back then. And here is one more when I was around 19, I think, or could be possibly 18 and a half, because it was taken with a photo camera, so it was no date, but I guess around that time. And you can clearly see that my temples started thin out again, or started thin at that time as well, on hairline as well. And other thing is I want to mention at that time is that I started to take a lot of creatine, and I started to take a lot of supplements that are gym related. I also started to drink a lot of muscle gainers. So I think those things did have impact and made basically my hair to thin out even faster, because like it was around 17 and a half, 18 that I started to add that to my basically to my diet, to my supplementation, because I wanted to grow muscle mass, and I think those have a big impact and led to even more aggressive hair loss, as you can see here. And this one around 19, you can clearly see that my scalp became very visible at the time. Hairline very started to out rapidly. Here's one more around the same time. Right? You guys can see that it was quite early for me. And here's a picture of me when I was 20. And 20 years old, basically, you can see that things got really bad. And this time, of course, I knew that I was having hair loss. And I started to, like, when I did see this picture, I started to style my hair basically different, because at that time I knew that hair was falling out. And basically, that was also times I started to kind of be aware of it. All right, guys, so I will take up the questions from comments first. Let's see. So the first question is basically, is there anything else you could recommend for receding hairline? The side effects of Finasteride is turning me off of it. Yes, of course, you can try Minoxidil. You can try some kind of natural blend of growth, like growing ingredients. There are many ways to kind of try out. Scalp massage can also be something that it all depends on what is your causing your hair loss, how advanced it is, and all those other things, right? So if your hair loss is just in early stages. So maybe natural supplements blocking DHT can be something to try out first and see maybe it has an effect. Maybe it can stop further progression. But of course, if the hair loss is becoming too aggressive, to advance, and been going on for a long time, then you need more aggressive treatment. Other question is about can dermarolling regrow temples? Yes, you can. Of course, you can also regrow temples just by dermarolling alone. But it depends again on how advanced is hair loss and what is causing it. Let's see, next one. Hey, Alex, do you wait till your hair is fully dried before applying Minoxidil? I have time to do it at night, but morning is hard to make time. Yes, I always apply Minoxidil on dry hair. I don't apply it on wet hair. And I think that's also important if you want to keep the effective. Next one, do you think Propecia can work on temples? Yes, what happens in my case when I started with Propecia back in 2008, was that it did kind of thicken up my existing temples, right? And it was not much regrowth because my temples were kind of way back also then, but it was because of thickening of existing hair that it basically results were quite good. And you can see my previous videos or previous live streams where I talk about it. But yes, you can get good results with Propecia, but it will thicken up existing hair. Don't expect too much regrowth in temples from it. Next one, let's see. Hey Alex, I'm using Minoxidil and don't clean my hair only 2 times a week. Is that okay? No, because you need to have a clean scalp in applying Minoxidil. If you want to have like best long-term benefits, you're serious about solving your hair loss, you need to have a clean scalp. Like I, for example, I wash my scalp every day when I apply Minoxidil. And I also, when I don't apply Minoxidil, I still wash my scalp every day because I have tendency of getting easily inflammation, so I don't want to risk that. So like you wash your hands every day, so why not wash scalp as well? All right, next one. Can I get away with using it only once in the evening? I hate to use it because it makes my hair greasy. I guess you talk about Minoxidil. Yes, you can use it just once a day. And I also, when I was using it daily, I was using it only once a day, and I was still able to get awesome results. So you don't need to use it twice a day, like say right on the label, and it will work once a day as well. And I also do offline evening time, not in the morning. Next question is about hey Alex, can dermarolling decrease hair growth? I'm using it for 2 months in combination with Minoxidil, but I can't see seamless hair growth. My main problem is my hairline. Do you have specific tips to increase hairline density? Yes, like 2 months is still early to tell. You should wait at least 12 weeks to kind of judge any results. And remember that, for example, when you buy Minoxidil from Kirkland or Regain, they often write that it takes around 4 months to see any results at all, right? So 2 months is way early to judge if it works or not, and maybe you have some underlying conditions that is causing that there is less effect as well. So, all right, next question. Did you use Propecia or Avodart? I have used both of them in the past. Like most of the time, I have been using Propecia, and Propecia or Finasteride has been basically working great for me. I did try Avodart for I think 3 or 4 months back in 2011. It did work as well, but I felt that I got side effects in it, so I didn't use it anymore. So in your case, like for most guys, I guess Finasteride or Propecia is the best option. Avodart, it also blocks DHT, but Propecia is more easy to microdose. It has long-term studies regarding safety and so on. So I have been taking myself since 2008, so it do work, and you can keep it here if your hair loss is caused by DHT, to white DHT. Okay, next one. I need advice. I've been on Finasteride for 8 years now. It has been working well until now. Now I start to shed again, and my hair is thinner as ever. I don't know if it is if I should jump on Finasteride instead. What is your recommendation? Yeah, again, it's most likely something else that is causing your hair loss, right? It's not because of Finasteride, but something else that is messing it up and the cause that you are losing hair again. So really look into other options, like possible deficiencies, inflammation in the scalp, dermatitis, anything that can play, like even stress can cause Finasteride less effective as well. So you need to kind of look into and see if what is kind of possible regarding this. Next one is like what oral medication are you taking now? I basically take just Finasteride, that's all. Right? And I apply Minoxidil from time to time as well on my scalp, cyclid now. But that's all. I don't take any other medication regarding here. I take a bunch of supplements, and I've been talking about in previous videos. But regarding medication, it is just Finasteride, and that's all. Did you experience a lot of shedding when you started with the Finasteride? No, I didn't. And also, I didn't experience much shedding. My first time actually, when I started with Finasteride, I did have shedding, but I didn't care about it because I was used to having shedding all the time anyway. And basically, the thing is that if your hair are strong and if there is no underlying conditions causing problems, then they will not shed so much when you start with Finasteride. It's basically only when you have underlying conditions that are out of control and your hair follicles are really weak, then you will start to shed as well. All right, next one. Let's say, does shampoo matters? Yes, shampoo do better. Always use shampoo when you are in treatment. Hey Alex, my advice on how to remove flakes dandruff from the scalp. Yes, like and then this live stream I will add 2 bonus videos that you can check out how to do it. And it is important to do it because if you have flakes and dandruff from the scalp, it basically will make treatment less effective. Right? And other thing you can if this kind of depends on what's causing your dandruff and flakes, but things like a aptitude vinegar is something that can be used for flakes dandruff can be useful. So you best need to find out what is causing it and find kind of right way to address it. Hey Alex, did you feel that the hair grabbed more to the dermal at 0.5 than 1.5 millimeters? Yes, it did. That's why I use 1.5. I don't do 0.5. That's one of the reasons. Does vellus hair represent androgenic alopecia? Can vellus hair be a sign of hair loss as well? Thanks for reply. Yes, it can represent androgenic alopecia, but again, it's kind of question is are they miniaturized hair or are they new hair or new vellus hairs are growing out again? Like for example, if you are experiencing like mineralizations and those hairs that are there because of androgenic alopecia, they are weak, they are light in color, and they fall off easily. If they are dark vellus here, then basically it's a good sign. It means their hair are returning again. You basically need to look from the context of what is happening in your scalp. Hey man, what can I do for my itchy scalp? Yes, one thing is basically depends on what's causing it again, right? But ketoconazole shampoo, aptitude vinegar, those things can help for itchy scalp, but you need to kind of find out what is actually my cause behind this itchiness. Maybe it's diet. So solid diet can also help you reduce itchiness. So it's best to apply regain after the shower or when? Thank you. Yes, like I always apply Minoxidil after shower. I don't apply it before. There's no point to it because scalp needs to be clean. And I want to have maximum observation when I apply this well. Next one is about skin aging from Minoxidil. Have you any advice of avoiding skin aging? Thanks for the videos. Like again, you can try different collagen supplements, different amino acids can help with skin aging, but I would say it's like if you do have that side effect from Minoxidil, so basically there is little you can do to avoid it. Right? So basically, if you do have side effect of Minoxidil, it kind of causes darker and wrinkles on the face or eyes, then basically means there is not much you can do. Right? You can try to add supplements like collagen supplements, but I'm not sure how effective they will be. So. Do you sleep with Minoxidil on your scalp? Yes, I do, because I have like skin. So. But of course, you need to kind of make sure that this is dry, right? You don't want to apply Minoxidil and go right away and go to sleep because it will basically wear off, right? So you need to be kind of aware of that. Hey, I want to know if you can use Minoxidil alone. Yes, you can do it, and it will work because Minoxidil is growth stimulator. But again, if there is other things that are causing hair loss, then Minoxidil maybe will not be enough or effective enough, or work just for short times. And I have been talking about in previous videos about this also. Next one is, can I put Minoxidil in the hair with wax or other styling products? Thanks. Yes, it depends again what kind of styling products there are, and basically I would be a bit more careful. Like I said, I like to have a clean scalp and apply Minoxidil. I think it's quite important. So, next one. After Minoxidil, do you add styling products to your hair? Yes, again, you can do that. I like times when I go out at night, I do apply styling products to my hair, but I don't apply them right away, right? Because if I do use Minoxidil, then I want to make sure that it is actually quite dry before I do that. But it's absorbed into the scalp. You don't want to apply Minoxidil and use a hairspray or hair foam afterwards, right? Because that will basically mess up Minoxidil and possibly cause other issues, right? Because like I was talking about in previous videos, is that styling products itself can also cause inflammation, cause dermatitis. You need to be a bit careful about it. Do you think that most side effects causes are because of bad diet, bad lifestyle of the people? No, it's not necessarily the case because, like, so it's not necessary case. All right. Do you think zinc even? Do you take zinc even if you don't have deficiencies? Do you take it every day? I cycle it. Like zinc is one of the important minerals to take because if there is zinc deficiency, it also can cause hair loss. So I do take it, but I cycle it. I don't take it all the time, but I take it like a month on, month off. This is how I do it. Is it natural for hair to shed more during summertime? I would say no. I would basically say that it doesn't matter what kind of time of the year. There should not be, like, maybe it could be a small increase in shedding, but you don't want to see any drastic difference. All right, let's see if there is more questions here. Have you completely got rid of inflammation? Yes, I have, but again, I need to manage it. So if I stop managing inflammation, it will return again. If I stop to having a perfect diet, if I stop to take supplements, apply topicals on my scalp, my inflammation will return again. I know that. So I need to kind of keep a healthy lifestyle, keep my scalp conditions perfect state, and then I know the inflammation won't return. Right? But of course, if I get lazy, slacky, and do something wrong with my treatment, stop doing things, get the habits regarding diet, lifestyle, then inflammation will get back to me, and I will start to have problems with it, and there will be some outbreak like I had in the past. So inflammation is possible to solve it, right? But you always need to be kind of careful and understand it. You still need to manage it. Okay, I can take one more here. Hey Alex, I have been using egg white or for inflammation of scalp last month with good results. Thank you for a tip. Yes, egg white is basically something that is quite useful for different scalp inflammations. But again, every scalp inflammation, every cause of it has a different thing you can apply on scalp, right? Egg white mask can help for some, like I've been using it for several years in the past, and it had a good effect for type of inflammation I had, but it's not necessarily all types of inflammation. All right, guys, let's check the questions. By the way, I can add the bonus that I was talking about. Those two bonuses are basically from Rapid Gear program. So those are part of the program that I have. Here's the first bonus. And like I said, implement them because they are quite good. And second bonus. Yes. And those bonuses are only for you guys who are actually attending Livestream live now. So it won't be after when this is a published video, it won't be visible. Okay, I will start with the questions in chat box. First question is about how to start regrowth on temples. Again, depends on how bad your temples are. Like if they are received quite early and your health has been going on for some time, then most likely minoxidil and microneedling is an option you should consider, because those are basically most effective ways to solve this temple issue, and this is the way I was able to regrow back my temples as well. So, okay, next one. Question about I'm 18 years old and I have received a little bit on temples, but I want to keep my hair. Yes, of course. Again, if you have been receiving in temples, then you can try to block the HT with starting maybe with some supplements that block the HT, like Pigium, like supplemental, like nettles, and so on. Those can something you can try out first, and if that's not working, then you may try to make pharmaceutical ways to block the HT. So let's say next one, and of course addressing all the other factors like diet, stress, lifestyle, inflammation, scalp, they also can be helpful for you. Make sure that you actually are able to sustain and get results and keep hair long time. So, bad for the hair, yes, it is definitely. Like you should not have a dry skin and you should not have oily skin. So you need to kind of find a balance, because of course there can be skin can be oily to begin with. Overall skin conditions can be oily, but you don't want to have like you want to kind of find a balance. You want to find a skin type or make your skin not oily, not dry, for perfect conditions in your scalp. Question about you still use Finasteride? Yes, I do. Take the same 0.5 mg adenosine. Scalp massages made my hair a lot thicker, and I also see some dark feathers here and here. Yes, great. Congratulations. For sure. For some, scalp massage can work. Like again, it depends on how advanced, how aggressive is Gelas. If it's how for how long it has been going on, what is causing it. But scalp massage is a growth stimulator. It helps to increase blood circulation in your scalp, so and it also helps to loosen it up. And for some, it can work. Right? For me, for example, it was too advanced. I had to advance hair loss to even kind of consider those kind of things. But if your hair loss is not advanced, it's just early, the beginning. So this scalp massage absolutely is something to try out. I'm going to use 0.5 microneedle every day before applying minoxidil. Is that okay? Yes, when I was using minoxidil every day, I was basically doing the same. I was microneedling and after I was applying minoxidil. All right. Will microneedling on its own regrow hair and hairline? Again, it depends on how advanced is your hair loss, what's causing it. But it's kind of same as like with scalp massage, right? It's there's no inflammation, everything's under control. So and yes, possibly there is always a possibility that the hair can go back because of it. 7 months and I'm in my 50s. Is it okay to come off for a month if to have a test check? Yes, 1 month should be okay. Like what I have noticed is if I take longer breaks than 3 weeks, then my shedding will decrease again. But this is like a factor you need to consider because DHT levels rise quite quickly up again. And if you have been on it for 11 months, taking 1 month off, I think it should be okay, right? But again, make sure that you get on it as soon as possible. All right. Do you use Minoxidil daily? When I was growing back my hair, I was using it daily. Yes. Now I'm cycling it 3 times a week. But back when I was growing my hair, I was using it daily. All right. Do you think cutting Finasteride in pills in half is a problem regarding efficiency? No, because like I'm doing the same thing. When I take a Propecia, I cut it in half. I take 0.5, so it has been working wonderfully for me. Do you believe Finasteride can actually cause brain fog or cognitive complications? Yes. Again, if one is having side effects in this kind of terms, then always it is a possibility, right? So we need to be careful. It's still a drug, so, and it's quite potent. Next one. regarding oral collagen, with microneedling, consider microneedling promotion collagen will have to get LDL collagen. Again, it is something to try out. I personally, if you have been watching my videos, I apply Minoxidil. I don't take collagen supplements at the moment, and I have only taken them in short time period. It can work like everything else, but depends again on your hair loss, on scalp conditions, and how long and how advanced is your hair loss. What do you think about the topical finasteride at 0.025? I think it would be too low amount, basically. Like maybe 0.25 could be something to try, but 0.025, I think it's too low. But again, by the way, guys, topical finasteride do work, and you can get results with it as well. And from my experience, when I was applying it for a couple of weeks, is that it is also, or it has also a growth factor in it as well. It's not just the initial blocker, but it also has a growth factor when you apply topically. So I just decided. All right, guys. If there is any more questions, drop them now. If not, so we end the call today. Like I said, check out the bonuses that I have added in those two bonuses regarding different things that you can add to your plan. That can be very helpful. And here is basically a link for you guys who want to check know more about my program. And yeah, if there are no more questions, we end for today. Thanks for attending, and we speak next time. Cheers.